MLB. Dale para atrás. Bueno chicos, seguimos, vamos a jugar. Voy a... Bueno gente, vamos. Espérense, déjenme confirmar si el en vivo está bien. Aquí. Déjenme buscar. YouTube. Ok. Ok, déjenme ir. Aquí. Abreviando todos estos juegos.
A prospect receives a check-in from his agent, who wants to make sure his client's career is being launched in a way that suits the young man's goals and ambitions.
It's actually as both a position player and as a pitcher, they're really trying to get you.
A player new to his AA.
Termina. Estoy en vivo, papá. Le voy a dar aquí. Bueno gente,
This manager is hoping to stoke the competitive fire of his pitchers.
We hear all the time from people around the game that AA is where you start to see the breaking balls that are really set apart from what you've seen before. That can be a big...
A player receives input from a coach. A minor league manager checks in to see if this young man is inclined to make any adjustments to the club's current plan for his development. They agree on a new plan going forward.
Soy de San Antonio, por lo que se lo preguntan a veces. Soy de San Antonio, de los Padres de San Diego.
Well, for a minute, it really looked like they were going to play with using this kid on the mound and in the field, but it seems they've quickly abandoned that idea.
Clutch hitting has not been a strength for this team. Their manager lets them know it. An agent needs to check in from time to time to make sure his client is happy with his situation. A savvy agent will engender confidence in his client. Confident But the measure of a good agent is how well he can...
Well, you can bet he'd like to make a little more contact going forward. It's been a lot of...
A coach hopes to help his player get more out of his plate appearances.
Another look at one of my favorite prospects to talk about. He's doing really well with the bat in his hands early on in his professional career.
This minor league team is reminded that the eyes of the organization are keeping tabs on them.
Aquí.
Unionizing their services. They say that you don't love me. Now to the plate, here is Babe Paulino. As the switch hitter will bat right-handed here. And he misses inside with that one, ball one. Bases are empty here with two men out.
Bueno, se la agarré, pero tiempo demasiado.
Swung on and missed, and that's strike two.
Me la pegó.
And he'll try to hold up in time, but to no avail.
Me la pegó.
So now here is Kramer Robertson. He could really open this lead up early if he can deliver here with the bases loaded. Hit out towards second. Fielded cleanly. Throw in the dirt, but a good scoop at first saves an error as the side is retired. Ready to go in the bottom of the fourth. And set to go is the second baseman, Babe Paulino.
You know, these next couple innings are really important for these guys. I know they're only down by a couple, but they need to get something going on offense to keep pace, even though it's early.
Just gets a piece of it, strike one. Fastball misses inside, it's even at one. This one's outside, quite good off the plate that time. Now the 2-1. Right side. He's got it.
No, malísima,
and that's the first out.
Malísima, gente, malísima.
And stepping in, Babe Paulino grounded out in his last at-bat. And now the first pitch. From the stretch. And a check swing here as he couldn't help himself.
Okay, vamos a
And it's ruled strike two.
One time right now.
From the stretch.
I got to count 1 and 2. Come on, guys.
Ground ball right side.
Se la gana. Un león. No, gente. Un león.
John Lowe will come on to pinch hit here in a big spot.
Number 7.
¿Cómo se llama? Espérense, gente. De una vez. Me cerré el micrófono.
Well, this one had its moments of drama and excitement. In the end, these guys came away with the victory and look on to the next one.
And this evening's ends at a 7-2 finish. The Northern Division came through late, taking the lead in the 8th.
Now I'm switching up my energy. My enemies feel like I got hundreds of them. No love for me. Y'all ain't in the streets. Y'all just in the street. Y'all take ministry. Y'all just in and preach. No deal, I like the breach. I call up my lawyer like never mind. They playing with all these. This is money, but never mind. That could probably never rhyme.
A coach admonishes a hitter about pitch selection. A player who lacks plate discipline will likely get dismantled by top-notch major league pitching.
Again, act like a saint, who am I to pretend? Asking the Lord to forgive all my sins with my fingers crossed behind my back with a brand.
Bueno, gente.
I sin. I feel like the Bucks. I win. Again and again. Now they telling their friends. I don't know who my friends. They like to pretend.
Please leave your name and phone number after the beep.
Cause they couldn't see me going very far. Now I be overseas with the mob. I get paid when I pass a bar, but I got no love for the law. I can't remember when I had a job. Back when they wouldn't build, now they bob. I still got paper tags on my car. Now I got gophers in my lawn. That is annoying. I'm picking my poison. You crabs in a barrel, while my lobster is boiling. I'm trying to avoid them, but they keep on coming for me. DMX, what they wanting from me. BMX, I ain't stunting for free. On my mama deceased, so you know that it's true when I speak. Matador, I ain't running from beef. Mike Tyson asked why my hunger so deep. I replied, ain't no love in the streets. Also, there wasn't no love in my home, so only get love when it's coming from me. Preach. I sin. I feel like the Bucks. I win. Again and again. Now they telling their friends. I don't know who my friends. They like to pretend. Santa Monica Boulevard. I can't tell. Amen.
Chicos, espero que les esté gustando el video.
Let's make the most, say a toast before we melt.
Next to stand in is Babe Paulino, as the switch hitter will bat right-handed here.
Hey, swinging from the right side against left-handed pitching has been an area of concern for this guy.
Well, the first baseman is under it to make. Now at the plate here is Brian De La Cruz.
The right fielder.
A throw behind the runner at second, and a dive, but he's back. Hit Weekly back to the mound. To second for one. On to first as they get the double play to get him out of the inning. Stepping in once again is Babe Paulino. 0 for 1 here in the early going. Here's the first pitch to him. Dangerous curveball that time, but laid off as it drops into the top of the zone. Gets the fastball by him here, and he's in control. 0-2.
I know that fastball registered at about 92, 93, but I guarantee you it
Ahí,
looked about
buena,
45
no sale corriendo. El día.
And we'll just leave it there as they make the play to end the inning. Now to bat.
Bueno, espérense. Déjenme cerrar el micrófono de una vez.
Trying. To bring in the tying run from third here. Towards second. But this is hauled in by the second baseman. They'll just get the one out here as the runner will get back. Into the box, Jake Adams comes into this at-bat 0 for 1 in the ballgame. On the ground to the right side. And that's through into right field for a base hit. The throw home. And this will not be close, and the run will score easily. New inning set to get underway, and standing in as the switch-hitting second baseman, Babe Paulino. Grounder down the line at third. And that's through for his first base hit in this one.
All right, good job right there. Good at bat.
And now, Jim Hernandez struck out in his last trip to the plate.
All right, come on now. One time.
Two quick strikes, and now the 0-2. He swings and misses. Throw down. And, in fact, there will be no throw as he loses the handle there on the transfer.
The first baseman.
Digging in next, Brad Zunica. A hit in 2 tries for him so far. Pitch taken to the ball 4. The throw is in time as he gets the tag down. So next to bat will be Lauren Asuncion. He's 2 for 3 and looking for more here. Pickoff move to second. Dive, but he's back. Right back to the mound. Could be an easy 2. There's one. On to first. A double play. Ready now is Babe Paulino. 2 outs and 2 runners aboard here in the 7th inning.
Hey, like you can up there, kid, huh?
Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. This is hit the other way out toward left field.
Dig, you're scoring.
And the 2-out threat won't pay off. The inning is over.
With a traditional 7th inning stretch.
Next to hit is Jake Myers. It's been a 2 for 4 effort for him so far in the ballgame. Sent on the ground out to second. Scooped up. Over to first, and that retires the side. All set to start the 9th in this one, and set to go is the second baseman, Babe Paulino.
Hey, this is where you go up there and you just focus on doing your job. Turn the scoreboard off in your head. I know you're down a lot, but you have to have one quality at bat followed by another quality at bat. Don't give any outs away. No ABs go unnoticed right here.
So now to the plate, Jim Hernandez, as he'll dig into the left-handed batter's box. Runner goes for second, but he's safe at first as he gets back in time. Runner going a second time. Line drive to left, and that's in there. Base hit. The throw to third, and he's safe. Next to dig in, Brad Zunica. He went down on strikes in his last at-bat.
Brad Zunica.
A pause, and the 0-2. And a fastball swung on and missed as they set him down for the second time here tonight.
The catcher.
Stepping up is David Palmer singled in his last at-bat. And he strikes him out as well. So 2 punch-outs to begin the outing out of the pen. Now it'll be Juan Colon. No hits in 3 tries so far. He's struck out once. Pitch popped up. Adams is there. Makes the catch, and that's the ball game. 13-4 the way this one ends. The Hooks. Numbers.
Coach admonishes a hitter about pitch selection. A player who lacks plate discipline will likely get dismantled by top-notch major league pitching. Player is challenged to raise the bar defensively.
We are getting closer day by day to the
playing for the entire major leagues, and you have to understand that no one is untouchable. I was the #1 prospect for Texas when I got traded to Oakland. I was the #1 prospect for Oakland when I got traded to Detroit. So you can be in the move at any time, play your game, and forget about the things that are just out of reach as far as controlling them.
for shining a spotlight on this young hitter, and it seems like for the first time he's running into some struggles at the...
A manager challenges his hitters to step up their game.
Well, I talked recently about this young player and how he had hit the skids a little bit, but it looks like he's righted the ship. I've got Carlos Pena on the pod today, and Carlos...
The coach draws a player's attention to a recent trend in his numbers. A Double-A manager has called one of his young players in for a quick word. The word is good. Within 48 hours, this player will be in a new city and putting on a new uniform.
He recently got the call to AAA, and he is now within shouting distance of the major leagues. But for now, he'll have to prove that he can compete and excel at this AAA level. Jonathan Mayo of MLB Pipeline is here with me today. How does AAA prepare a player for the majors in a way that AA doesn't?
Yeah, I think it's changed a lot in recent years. They used to always say that if you could compete at AA, you could play in the big leagues, and that might be true, but you're seeing fewer and fewer players make that double jump up to the big leagues. Organizations want their prospects to play in AAA. I think it's another level of challenge. It's kind of an incremental step rather than throwing them right into the fire a big league competition. You have a lot of guys at the AAA level who have big league experience. They know how to play at that level, and so he'll face that kind of level of competition, but he'll also be able to pick the brains of guys on his own team who have been there, so when that call does come for him to make it to the big leagues, he'll be ready.
When you get to the AAA level, you know exactly how close you are to making the major leagues. Sean Casey, you know more than a little about that. You only had to spend 20 games at AAA before you got the call.
In the minor leagues, a lost season is never fully lost because any situation can be a teaching opportunity.
Talking with Cliff Floyd, and Cliff, when you're in AAA, those pitchers are making fewer mistakes and they've got a better read on you. You have to be on your toes as a hitter.
No, you do. And you know what? They come to get you. They know you the big prospect, and if they can get you out, guess what? You know, they get the call, right? So that was my job, just understanding what they was trying to do to me. I was struggling, but when you deal with adversity there, it helps you a tiny bit at the next level. I felt like, you know, in AAA, I was rushing stuff. I wasn't allowing the game to come to me. But once I started seeing a few of the pitches, you know, the second time through, it allowed me to make those adjustments. The biggest thing for me was making adjustments on the fly. I learned that at an early age. It helped me just mentally slow everything down and make those adjustments, knowing what a guy was trying to do with me, knowing what situations, you know, was on the horizon. First and third, defense back, ground ball to second base. I know I'm the guy that's supposed to hit the home runs and all this stuff. So if the defense is giving me a ground out to second, take it. Those are things that help you at the big league level.
like it's the Reebok time. You me come take checks out, you about to flip that, you about to go so you you about to go treat your you about to go put the on one of these when you broke you drove, when you paid you got boo-boo places to go, you on top, you don't think you can be stopped, you by the shop, you riding the Benz on 20-inch rims, you a baby chaser, you got your block on fire, you remain in the G, until the moment you expire, you know what it is, to make nothing out of something, you handle your biz, you don't be crying and it's something, you a baby chaser, you got your block on fire, you remain in the G, until the moment you expire.
At the AAA level, a lot of your teammates are guys who have been to the show already, and they can impart a lot of wisdom that can be really useful to a young player. I gotta think you need to pay attention.
Oh, yeah, it happened all the time. I mean, I remember players coming down to AAA, and they would tell stories.
A player receives advice about the refining of his game.
This young player has been flying up prospect rankings, drawing attention from scouts and from baseball media. Why all the attention, Al? And at what point?
A manager draws attention to a telling defensive stat.
This is a guy we've talked about before, and he's getting a lot more attention lately, really rising up the prospect ranks. Mike Lowell is with me. Mike, you went from 20...
An agent checks in with a client currently in the minors.
Carlos, you played in AAA on your way to the majors, and I gotta think, as a fan, it's gotta be so exciting being right on the doorstep, knowing that one big performance...
A coach draws a player's attention to a recent trend in his numbers.
Guys, you've heard me talk before about what a bright future this young player has. He's opening some eyes, he's getting some national attention, and somebody who knows a little about that is Cliff Floyd. Once the...
A manager gooses his team about a lackluster area of performance.
Well, as prospects make their way up the minor league ranks, there are a lot of obstacles they have to deal with, and not all of them are on the field. Jim Callis of MLB Pipeline joins me today, and Jim, a lot of those challenges are the men...
A player is entreated to keep developing the skills that are vital to his makeup.
Well, as prospects make their way up the minor league ranks, there are a lot of challenges they have to deal with, and not all of them are on the field. I've got John. It has been a rough stretch for him lately. Cliff, what are some of the factors that can prevent a young player from succeeding or progressing as fast as he wants to?
Well, I think the one thing.
The player is challenged to raise the bar defensively.
At some point, just about every prospect goes through a tough phase. Your bat goes cold, you can't find your feel on the mound, just nothing feels right. Sean Casey.
Clutch hitting has not been a strength for this team, and their manager lets them know it.
Well, I'm getting increasingly impatient about this player's status. He hasn't been called up yet. I think he's ready. I can't wait to see what he does when he gets there. Let's talk about what he has to look forward to. Sean.
The coach draws a player's attention to a recent trend in his numbers.
The more I see of this guy, the more I'm convinced he has what it takes to be an impact player at the major league level. A lot of folks are on. As he bears down on the major leagues, it's becoming more and more clear that he could be a major star as a two-way player. Jonathan Mayo of MLB Pipeline is with me. And Jonathan, when he was drafted, there was a lot of talk that he was picked.
A coach offers guidance to a developing player.
Guys, there have been plenty of players who can hit AAA.
With the team's chances hanging by a thread, this skipper calls for a last stand.
Time to shine a spotlight on a prospect with some helium, starting to get some major buzz around his future. Al Leiter joins me. And Al, are you ready to say he's going to be a success at the big league level or not?
Could be. I mean, look, there's a reason why people are talking about it. The talent is there. I mean, it oozes all over the place. You see the athleticism. You know what they're capable of with respect to what scouts like. And it's usually like the package. You know, does he have the it factor? And I think that's what we see. But I think And I think sometimes that gets ahead of actually what they're actually doing on the field. So you really have to be careful of yes, appreciate the talented player, but let's not put him in the Hall of Fame yet. They haven't played the big leagues yet.
And it's unfair to start comparing them to some of the game's greats before they even set foot on a major league field.
Sometimes the kiss of death. I mean, you know, you hear some really. That's why I never like to do that. You look at a guy, we always try to do comps, right? I look at guys and I say, I want to comp this player to somebody who I know or played with or, you know, a legendary player. It's really unfair because if that gets legs and the kid hasn't done anything yet, it could really hurt them.
as he continues to play well in the minors.